It's Monday, February 16th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, RCMP in New Brunswick have issued a national alert after an inmate escaped from a Southeast Regional Correctional Center in Shediac. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And what's in the bucket? We'll head to Kent and reveal the details on this month's Kent contest.
27 years.
Plus voice lessons. Crystal visits the Dalhousie voice program at the Fountain School of the Performing Arts. All that and so much more just ahead on the Monday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to our humble abode. Yeah, I don't know why I have so much energy on this this Monday morning, but it's
Excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
Happy to be with my friends.
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
And you, of course. 6:01, 6:31 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And just like that, Monday morning, middle of February. When did that happen?
Oh, gosh, it will happen quickly. Here's the thing. Brianne also worked this past weekend as a reporter. So throughout the morning, I'm going to be sharing the reports that Brianne had throughout the weekend. And also you're in for Crystal this week for us.
Yes, I am. Crystal is on a much well-deserved break. So you're stuck with me this week, Atlantic Canada. And so are you two.
See, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So you worked the weekend. I have to say the weekend weather was really beautiful.
It was stunning. I know. I worked here, and Stephanie Sikos is our weekend producer, and she always likes to go out for a walk, especially when it's like gorgeous out. And it was sunny, and it was warm.
Yes, that's going to continue for the beginning of this week until midweek.
Okay.
That's probably going to be even the warmest day of the week on Wednesday. Okay. Yeah, so above seasonal daytime highs yet again for much of the maritime region. Sunshine in the forecast, but also a bit of flurry activity tracking across the region, but it's just a chance of flurries.
Oh.
Can't complain.
I mean, it's winter still. It's February. You know, we're used to flurries. As long as it's not like a huge dumping.
Yes, we're not seeing that as of yet. So here's a live look at Fredericton. Quite dark early this morning. -4 degrees in your area, so not too bad. Still factoring in that wind chill, though, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out. We'll take a look at that in just a second. -4 degrees as well in Charlottetown, -6 in Halifax, -2 starting off your day in both Sydney and St. John's, Newfoundland. So here's a look at that wind chill still factoring in early this morning. It's not breezy, though, but it's still going to remain quite cool early this morning before temperatures warm up into the afternoon for our daytime highs. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. As I mentioned, a chance of flurry activity for parts of Atlantic Canada. Other than that, seeing sunshine in the forecast, and currently the wind is quite light. Sustained wind right now, 30 kilometers per hour in Canso, 20 into Sydney, 15 in Halifax, and no wind gusts to report at this time. So we'll take a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. New Brunswick police are looking for an inmate who escaped from a prison in Shediac nearly 4 days ago. Police say 35-year-old Todd John Lewis jumped the fence at the Southeast Regional Correctional Center Thursday night. An emergency alert was issued Friday, but police ended it 24 hours later, though the search continues. Lewis is described as 5'7", 146 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was previously charged with weapons-related offenses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call 911. An Ontario woman is in custody after allegedly violating a court order that prohibited her from contacting a man in Nova Scotia. Police say last Thursday, an RCMP detachment in Nova Scotia reached out to Chatham Kent Police after a 41-year-old Nova Scotia man had raised concerns about a 48-year-old Chatham woman. Police say the investigation determined over the course of 2 days the accused repeatedly contacted or attempted to contact the victim by phone and email in violation of her court-ordered conditions prohibiting any form of communication. As a result, officers charged her with 1 count of failing to comply with a release order. The largest union in the Nova Scotia government is speaking out about the province's plan to end remote work this April. The NSGEU says the change will impact between 2,500 and 3,000 employees, with half in the Halifax area. It says many union members have had flexible arrangements since the pandemic in 2020 and have built their lives around them. The union says the move will worsen traffic in downtown Halifax, and it is concerned the government doesn't have enough space to accommodate all its workers. A new report out of Prince Edward Island has looked at the issue of sexual misconduct in schools by staff members and how complaints are being handled. A review found the problem is not rampant, but as CTV's Maria Saru explains, it flags some gaps in the system.
Sliding a report across his desk, PEI's Education Minister Robin Croucher has been poring over these pages. It's a detailed review into how schools across the province handle complaints about staff sexual misconduct. And its findings, he says, should reassure parents.
Our system is not broken. Our system is working. Are there areas where we can improve? Absolutely.
In the review, former Chief Justice David Jenkins writes 40 separate reports or allegations of sexual misconduct were identified during the 2023 to 2025 period. In the spring of last year, former substitute teacher Matthew Allen Craswell pleaded guilty to sexually touching a student in a classroom at Stratford's Glen Stewart Primary. Last week, Craswell again pleaded guilty to a similar incident that occurred at this school behind me, West Kent Elementary in Charlottetown. In both cases, administrators did not immediately report parents' complaints to police or child protection services. Jenkins writes, schools handled the incidents properly and professionally. Based on all they knew at the time, they didn't suspect Craswell's acts were sexual in nature. But information gained during later interviews and Craswell's subsequent revelations of malicious intent changed the picture. The president of PEI's Home and School Federation says it's important to catch cases early.
We really need robust frameworks to address not only adult-on-student harm, but student-on-student harm as well.
And Croucher says some of the report's recommendations are in progress or already in place.
We didn't wait for this report to come to my desk.
Croucher adds a central tracking system is coming by April to log complaints and interventions across the province's schools. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
Thank you, Maria. Finally, Bobby's Hospice, Atlantic Canada's first end-of-life care centre, held its annual fundraising gala over the weekend in St. John. Hosted by CTV Atlantic chief anchor Todd Battis, the annual event is the biggest fundraiser of the year for the hospice service. The Valentine's Day evening included both a live and silent auction and was highlighted with Monsignor Brian Sheehan being honored as the 2026 Hospice Hero. Over two-thirds of the care center's $3.1 million operating budget comes from community donations, and CEO Brad Adams says people have always been generous supporters.
We've been doing this for over 15 years, and it's incredible to see that ongoing support and continued support from Greater St. John. It means we're doing our job well, which is really powerful, and we really love to see how we impact our community.
And since welcoming its first patients in 2010, Bobby's Hospice has served 1,784 people during the final stages of life. What a gift to give to families and to people.
Absolutely.
And nice to see Todd return as MC as well.
Yeah.
Big event for him. I know he loves it.
He does. Every year he gets very excited to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Lots more news to come throughout the next 3 hours.
Yep. Well, if you're looking for the bee's knees, it's bees when it comes to supporting our world's food supply. Did you know that? That's why
honey.
I know, but more than that, that's why one community has created special road for pollinators. So the Butterfly Pavilion in Colorado has collaborated with businesses in the community to turn a stretch of highway into pollinators corridor. Seeds will be planted this fall, which will begin to sprout in the spring of 2027, producing plants that will hopefully attract and nourish pollinating, insects. Organizers say the efforts aim to bolster declining pollinator populations to broaden public understanding that pollinators include more than just bees.
Wow, so okay.
So more than just honey.
Good to know. Plus, it's really going to brighten up that side of the highway there.
Kind
I
of
feel like it's going to be a much prettier drive in Colorado at that point.
Yeah. The plants are helping. Just add some plants.
Just add some plants. I mean, that's what you need to do. I moved into an apartment, and she left me a plant. Thank you, Brooklyn, for that, but I'm terrible at keeping them alive. So I hope that I do a good job.
Good luck, because I don't think we can offer you any advice.
No, I have lots of plans. Sometimes they're near death. They say talk to your plants. I don't talk to them positively anymore.
Oh.
I'm like, why? Why are you dying? Well, I feed them.
Like too much water, not enough water.
Yeah. Move them around my apartment.
Like, how do you know how much is too much and how do you, my mom was like, put an ice cube and then it'll melt and then it'll be great. And I was like, yeah, but what, like the plant's big. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Because I'm thirsty every day. So like, is this thing not thirsty every day? I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. We'll look that up during the commercial break. Still ahead, we're going to have your look at your national and international news headlines on this holiday Monday morning. Also, to Latavia, we'll have the first full look at the forecast. Good morning, St. John's, Newfoundland. What a beautiful start to the day. We'll have the forecast coming up right after this.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and happy Monday. The time now is 6:13. Taking a live look at Antigonish. As of right now, -2 degrees, heading outdoors. We'll be seeing sunshine, but do still have a bit of flurry activity early in this morning before clearing out. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. Not a bad start to the work week. As of right now, it is -4 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton, as well as into Charlottetown. -6 degrees in Halifax, -2 in both Sydney and St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline. As the sun begins to rise, we are going to see sunshine for parts of Atlantic Canada. Still holding on to a bit of flurry activity as well early this morning for parts of Cape Breton Island, as well as parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Into the afternoon, for the most part, we will start to see that clear out. Still remaining for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, though. And we are going to see the return of flurry activity into Tuesday night. So tonight, we're looking at just partly cloudy skies, and temperatures cool down, temperatures warm back up again on Tuesday. So if you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing some for parts of Newfoundland at around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at lots of sunshine. We do have mainly cloudy skies for the northern region. Bit of flurry activity as well. That will clear out into the afternoon with daytime highs between -1 to +2. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between -2 to -1. We do have flurries early in the morning, around a 30% chance of it happening. That will clear out as well, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, a bit of flurries early in the morning, clearing later into the morning, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Wind out of the northwest at around 20 kilometers per hour and highs between -1 to +1. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine throughout your day as the sun begins to rise. Daytime highs will range from 0 to 2 degrees. And then for Labrador City, looking at a high of -3 degrees. Flurries starting off your day clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Into the evening, seeing the return of some flurry activity, though. And a high of 1 degree into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of snow throughout your day. Here's a look at our Tuesday forecast. So lots of sunshine into Tuesday. Temperatures warm up yet again for our daytime highs for the maritime region. We do have a flurry activity, I should say, moving back in Tuesday night. Snow for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then into Wednesday's forecast, we do have snowfall, a bit of wet snow as well into the morning, carrying into the afternoon as well, starting to clear out into the evening. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Days after a horrific mass shooting that claimed several lives, the community of Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, remains on the minds of Canadians across the country. Police tape that had surrounded the school where most of the victims have been killed has now been taken down. It's also been removed from outside the home where the shooter killed her mother and sibling. Autopsies on the victims and the shooter were being conducted over the weekend, but information from those examinations has yet to be released. In another sign of thawing relations between Canada and China, Beijing is dropping visa requirements for Canadian tourists and business visitors. Starting tomorrow, Canadians will no longer be required to get visas for 30-day stays. The change comes after Ottawa's efforts to improve relations with China following a years-long diplomatic spat. Previously, most Canadians entering mainland China had to go through a lengthy application process and pay roughly $140 in fees. Dominic LeBlanc, the minister in charge of Canada-U.S. trade, and Beau Séjour MP, has his sights set on Mexico. LeBlanc is leading a large delegation for trade talks that will span the next week. The mission will aim to deepen collaboration between the two countries and explore new opportunities for Canadian businesses. Ottawa is expected to announce its defense strategy this week, one set to feature sweeping changes to how it supports the domestic defense industry. The $6.6 billion plan will aim to help small and medium-sized Canadian businesses break into the country's defense industry. The strategy is expected to generate 125,000 jobs and will help shift Canada away from an over-reliance on the U.S. for military gear. When Canada opened its consulate in Greenland last week, the crew of a Canadian Coast Guard ship proudly stood among the crowd. They operate the icebreaker named for an Indigenous nurse, the Jean Goodwill. And those on the ship say a changing Arctic with less ice and more interest has big implications. CTV's Abigail Beeman spent time on the vessel while docked in Nuuk and takes us aboard.
Used guys all bunked us out of the Gulf of Maine in a very violent storm in a very small boat.
Touring the Jean Goodwill, the Governor General's husband shares a personal story crediting the Coast Guard for saving his life.
Well,
Thank you.
Well, that's what we're here for. Icebreaking is my passion, and I'm very dedicated to the Coast Guard.
Icebreaking is the ship's main purpose. But as Captain Catherine Lacombe gives us a tour, it's clear this crew does more.
You delivered a baby?
Yes.
Okay.
The medical center has everything from oxygen to IV drips to drugs. And like all Coast Guard nurses, nurse practitioner Heather Tracy is trained for search and rescue missions in remote northern communities.
We have all the equipment to immobilize them, spine board them, everything that you would have in an ambulance or in a nursing station in the north, we have on board here.
This is the Jean Goodwill's lifeboat. In case of emergency, it can fit all the crew on board. That's 33 people right now with a capacity of up to 40.
It has changed extremely. Climate change is a reality.
Lacombe has worked in the Arctic for 25 years. She and her crew see the impact of climate change right in front of them.
Having less ice, that means there's more open navigational passage, which lead to an increase of ships coming.
How the world is going to react to no ice in the Northwest Passage, and how does the world react to large cargo ships and large vessels that are going through there without a lot of oversight.
The ship's chief engineer thinks more oversight is needed in Arctic waters and says Canada's Coast Guard can provide it.
It's going to become a very much more important trade route that many more countries will look to utilize on a regular basis.
But this 28-day trip back from Greenland to Canada will be Chris Longley's last. After 36 years at sea, he's retiring, excited there's a focus on expansion for Canada's Coast Guard as the world pays more attention to the Arctic. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Nuuk, Greenland.
A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN, plus your business headlines on this Monday morning. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back, Atlantic Canada. It is just cusping on 6:24. And a big day yesterday at the Winter Games for Team Canada, winning 10-2.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you watched that game, that was a lot of fun. Today, the women's national team plays. So they're playing in the semifinals today at 4:10 our time. USA is playing Sweden before, so they're playing Sweden this morning to see who's going to go on to the final gold medal game. And Team Canada is playing Switzerland today at 4:10, and that gold medal game and the bronze medal game will both be on Thursday.
Ooh.
So lots on the line.
Oh yeah, the pressure is on.
Pressure is on. There was lots that also happened over the course of the weekend in terms of sports, both locally as well as nationally and internationally, but we'll go over to TSN to check out what the TSN Sports Center must-see moment is for today.
Welcome inside the Sports Center newsroom. Nikki Reyes with your must-see moment from Sunday forward. We're heading to NBA All-Star Game. Team World taking on USA Stars. Check out this sequence from Team World. First, Victor Wembanyama with a huge rejection on Cade Cunningham. Team World goes the other way. Karl Anthony Towns throws it down moments later. Monster slam from him, Team World. Big men putting on a show. First, Wemby pins it against the backboard, then Cat drives in for the monster flush. That is your must-see moment from Sunday. Monday on TSN, you can see men's NCAA basketball when Syracuse takes on Duke. Coverage starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
All right, going to take a look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick. A high of 2 degrees today. A mix of sun and cloud, increasing cloudiness for the northern region, leaving mainly cloudy skies this afternoon. On Tuesday, sunshine returns, but we do have flurries returning into the evening. A high of 1. 5 degrees on Wednesday, looking at sunny skies with snow into the northern region and the south. For Nova Scotia today, a high of 2 degrees, lots of sunshine across the province. On Tuesday, looking at a high of 1, mainly sunny skies, increasing cloudiness for Cape Breton Island. And then on Wednesday, warming up to 4 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud, but also seeing some scattered flurries. For Prince Edward Island, a high of -1 today, isolated flurries clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies. On Tuesday, sunshine returns with a high of -1. On Wednesday, 2 degrees with flurries across the island.
Just ahead in this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today, we're wondering who had the least romantic Valentine's Day. That conversation in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Hope you had a great weekend, and if you are off today, like many, hope you're having a great Family Day, Islander Day, Heritage Day. We got 3 different names here on the East Coast for whatever you call today, but regardless, we hope that you are enjoying it and you had a great weekend, and we do hope you had a good Valentine's Day.
And we hope it was romantic for you.
Yeah, if not, we're just sharing some silly stories. If it wasn't and you got a funny story, maybe a failed romantic attempt, we would love to hear about it and share the answers later in the show. 10400 is the number.
I was listening to the radio on the weekend driving because I worked this weekend. So
Yes.
I had a working Valentine's Day. And Ryan Seacrest had a girl on and she was like, a guy asked me out like for a first date on a Valentine's Day. And he was like, that's such a good move because like there's already expectations on a first date. So like why not just like add all the extra and then you can just like see how it goes, right? It could be, you know, it'll make a good story either way, I think.
Well, I'm impressed if they got dinner reservations because that can be tough on Valentine's Day. Good boost in business, though, for the local restaurants this time of year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We just did takeout.
Nice.
And that was perfect.
I love that. A nice pajama takeout day.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you?
We went thrifting. Kyle got me flowers. You know, we just hung out at home. We have kids, young kids, so what is there to really do?
Yeah.
I went to the gym. Oh, fun fact. So last year I worked Valentine's Day. Katie Kelly was in filling in for Crystal, and I was filling in for you at the time. And we told her that I had a Valentine's Day date with a guy named Jim, and he spells it G-Y-M. So I did that to her on Friday. I was like, hey, Katie, my Valentine's Day date is with a guy named Jim. She's like, again? How is this even possible? And I was like, Katie, it's the gym. And she was like, oh my gosh, I did it again.
Oh my gosh. Love our Katie Kelly.
Yes.
And then also, too, Friday was her last working day, so she's now going to rest up before her maternity.
As she should.
Yes.
Well deserved.
Can't wait to meet her little bundle of joy also.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Exciting stuff.
Exciting time all around. Warms the heart on a cold day.
Absolutely. It's not too bad starting off the day. A bit cold, like Amanda said, but temperatures will be rising above seasonal for daytime highs for many areas. Here's a live look at McAdam, -5 degrees starting off your day. Temperatures will warm up a little bit later on. It is -4 heading outdoors in Fredericton and Charlottetown, -6 in Halifax, -2 degrees in Sydney, -10 in Labrador City, -2 in St. John's, Newfoundland. Factor in that wind chill, feeling a lot cooler this morning, but as I mentioned, there is a warm up headed our way. So into our satellite and radar, not really much to show you. We do have some flurry activity for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. A chance of flurries early in the morning for parts of the Maritime region, clearing out for the most part, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. And in terms of the wind, going to remain light today, 28 kilometers per hour for sustained wind in Canso, 22 into this morning for Sydney. Only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 33 kilometers per hour in Sydney. So we'll take another look at your forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Police in New Brunswick are looking for an inmate who escaped from a prison in Shediac nearly 4 days ago. Police say 35-year-old Todd John Lewis jumped the fence at the Southeast Regional Correctional Center Thursday night. An emergency alert was issued Friday, but police ended it 24 hours later, though the search continues. Lewis is described as 5'7", 146 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was previously charged with weapons-related offenses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call 911. An Ontario woman is in custody after allegedly violating a court order that prohibited her from contacting a man in Nova Scotia. Police say last Thursday, an RCMP detachment in Nova Scotia reached out to Chatham, Kent police after a 41-year-old Nova Scotia man had raised concerns about a 48-year-old Chatham woman. Police say the investigation determined that over the course of 2 days, the accused repeatedly contacted or attempted to contact the victim by phone and email in violation of her court-ordered conditions prohibiting any form of communication. As a result, officers charged her with 1 count of failing to comply with a release order. The largest union in the Nova Scotia government is speaking out about the province's plan to end remote work this April. The NSGEU says the change will impact between 2,500 and 3,000 employees, with half in the Halifax area. It says many union members have had flexible arrangements since the pandemic in 2020 and have built their lives around them. The union says the move will worsen traffic in downtown Halifax, and it's concerned the government doesn't have enough space to accommodate all its workers. Today is Family Day in New Brunswick, and that will have many folks out and about spending time with those closest to them. In St. John, those festivities kicked off a day early on the frozen waters for some fun fishing at Dominion Park. CTV's Avery McRae reports.
There are few better ways to spend a weekend than by throwing a line in the water.
Do you have kind of a favorite part so far?
I like to catch the fish.
Have you caught any fish yet?
No, but I plan on catching a whole bunch to trade them in for some fried ones.
On Sunday, there was no shortage of anglers making the walk onto the frozen waters for the Dominion Park Family Day ice fishing event.
We are small here. We don't have a huge footprint, but we do have a bunch of friendly people, and we do our best to make sure everybody has a good time.
It's the 6th time the Dominion Park Ice Fishing Association has hosted the holiday event, which features fresh food and beverages, prize draws, and of course, fish, with smelt being the main thing being pulled up through the ice.
It's been a great year this year. It's a great day seeing all the kids and stuff out here. That's the main thing.
I've been here before, but I haven't been here ice fishing.
The young anglers, many of whom were dropping a line for the first time, also got the chance to learn more about the practice with an educational aquarium talk.
They absolutely can hardly wait to get here, and we have 17 here right now, so we're doing really well. Everybody's excited, and they haven't caught a fish yet.
Over the Family Day weekend, the province allows people to fish without a license. These grounds lie on tidal waters, meaning anglers never require the permit here, and Hart invites anyone to come out and take advantage.
It's a great place to come learn how to fish. There's lots of little experts here, and if you find the right day and you got somebody friendly next to you, you can learn about fishing.
I get to have some awesome food. I get to ice fish. It's just so much fun.
Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
And the city of Charlottetown is celebrating Islander Day by giving out free tickets to the Jack Frost Winterfest. Beginning at 8:30 this morning, a limited number of tickets will be available on a first-come, first-served basis for Charlottetown residents at Frosty Funland at the Delta Hotel. Now, proof of residency is required. The city says it wants to give residents the chance to enjoy the family-friendly event without financial barriers. The city did note ticket refunds are not available for previously purchased tickets. No matter what you call today, it is a stat holiday for many. In Nova Scotia, it's Heritage Day. Heritage Day is a time to celebrate people, places, and events that help shape Nova Scotia, and this year, Senator Joseph William Comeau is being honored for devoting his life to public service and strengthening Acadian life. So he spent 5 decades in the Nova Scotia legislature and the Senate and served until his death in 1966 at the age of 89 years old, and served for southwestern Nova Scotia as well. Many Canadians living there. Fun fact, father of 16 children.
Excuse me?
Yep.
Yes.
She said that this morning.
Good on
and I
you,
was
bud.
like, ooh, all right, yeah. Let's go with that heritage.
Yeah, a lot
Heritage
of Comeaus.
indeed.
Yes. So if you're a Comeau, check your family lineage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's news you can use.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is Lunar New Year, which is super exciting because 2025 was the year of the snake, and I really needed to shed that skin.
You need to get
Absolutely.
ready.
Yeah.
Now we got the fire horse.
Yes, so very exciting. So some South Korean divers are making a splash with stingrays ahead of the Lunar New Year. So at an aquarium in Seoul, divers dressed in traditional Korean clothing to offer treats to the stingrays floating around them. The gesture was meant to spread goodwill ahead of the new year. Now, it is the year of the horse, and the Lunar New Year officially kicks off February 17th, and this is supposed to bring, the year of the horse is supposed to bring prosperity and strength, is what it is. So 2026, good times ahead, prosperity, strength, the year of the snake. That's actually the year I was born.
Cool.
Was the year of the snake, and definitely meant to shed some of your past lives and your sorrow and your hard times.
I
Absolutely.
love that.
So if you did have a hard time in 2025, don't you worry. 2026, it's our year.
Much
That will
needed.
be the year. And stay tuned. Chef Ivan Chan is going to join us too to talk about, he's going to cook for us and tell us about his special Chinese New Year celebration. 10 years in the making.
10 years in the making. And
years.
fun fact, on tomorrow, relations between China and Canada actually are becoming better as well. You're not going to have to apply for a visa and pay for that to go into China, which I've done many, many times.
Yeah, it's so cool.
So yeah.
All right, still ahead. Who ruled the box office this weekend? We'll have your entertainment headlines. But coming up next, it is the Move Morning Chat. Today we want to know what the least romantic Valentine's Day. That conversation's coming up at 6:39.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:43. We're taking a live look at the Armdale roundabout in Halifax. Starting off -6 degrees. Will be a bit overcast early this morning before clouds begin to clear out and the sun rises. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud throughout your day today. We are going to see sunshine in the forecast for parts of the region. Starting off a bit cooler though, -4 degrees in Fredericton, as well as into Charlottetown, -2 degrees over in Sydney, -7 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, -3 degrees in Corner Brook. Taking a look at our forecast timeline, still have some remaining flurries in the forecast. Starting off in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, we will be seeing some flurry activity, some periods of snow for parts of Newfoundland. Into the afternoon, we do have a bit of flurry activity for parts of the Maritime region early in the morning. That will clear out, leaving either mainly cloudy skies to a mix of sun and cloud today. Daytime high also going to be quite warm, above seasonal for our daytime highs today for the most part. And into the evening, much of the same, clear skies for parts of the Maritime region, increasing cloudiness for others, taking us into early Tuesday morning, another cold start to the day, but sunshine returns in the forecast for the Maritimes again. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland. For forecast today for New Brunswick, starting off with a bit of flurry activity that will clear out, leaving sunshine, either mainly cloudy skies for the northern region. Prince Edward Island looking at flurries clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies as well, highs between -2 to -1. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing the chance of flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Daytime highs between -1 to +1. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, same thing, looking at lots of sunshine throughout your day, highs between 0 to 2 degrees. For Labrador City, a high of -3 degrees today. We do have flurries clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, but returning into the evening. 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of snow throughout your day. Tuesday's forecast, as I had mentioned, we are going to see sunshine yet again. We do have a bit of increasing cloudiness into the evening. We do have flurries returning for parts of Atlantic Canada, seeing snowfall yet again for parts of Newfoundland. And then into Wednesday's forecast, much of the same. The warmest day of the week, though, and we are going to see flurry activity for parts of the Maritime region, a bit of a wet snow for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Other than that, snow remains in parts of Newfoundland. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll flip things over to the Move Morning Chat.
It's the Monday edition of the Move Morning Chat. Valentine's Day, it's in the past. Love it or sometimes hate it. Maybe you had a bad experience. So we're going to be a little cheeky this morning. Aaron and Peter, what is the topic for today?
We want to know who had the least romantic Valentine's Day. And we kind of were talking about this on our show because I don't know if I'm alone, but we were talking Valentine's Day all week. We were sharing our favorite love songs on Friday. I somehow just completely forgot about Valentine's Day and something that I should be planning for my own. It was my first Valentine's Day with my girlfriend. So you think first Valentine's Day should be special. Completely forgot. By the time we tried to make any reservations, there was nothing available. I'm like, I want to go for dinner and do something. Anyway, we kind of made up for it a little bit, got to sneak into a restaurant and they fit us in at the bar, so that was fine. But in terms of it being our first Valentine's Day together, forgot a gift, forgot reservations. We kind of dropped the ball, both of us. So.
Well, I can do one better, though, okay? I mean, yeah, we talked about Valentine's Day coming up all last week. We had $1,000 Minute special Valentine's Day version on Friday. And then Saturday came along, Valentine's Day, and neither my wife nor I remembered that it was Valentine's Day at all. It was the next day, it was yesterday, when we finally said, wait.
Did we miss
Valentine's Day on Saturday? So I think that counts as the least romantic.
You've been doing this for so many years. How do you not get it right by now?
True, I'm old. I'm forgetting. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, we kept it simple for Valentine's Day, just stayed at home. We stayed at home as a family, just got some takeout. It was nice, that's what we wanted. I'm actually gonna share like a weird gift my husband gave it to me. Okay, we love to run outside. He went for a long run. He ran like 10 kilometers. I went to go pick him up at a coffee shop. That's what we do. It's like you go for a nice big run and then I'll meet you at the end. I picked him up and he goes, I got these for you. So we finished the run and he passes over a pair of sunglasses and he goes, I found them in a snowbank. No one was going to find them. They were lost. Someone was going to step on them or ruin them. There's your style, so I picked them up for you.
Wow.
Hey, a thrifted gift, not bad.
A thrifted gift. It didn't cost him anything. But you know what? I actually really did like the sunglasses, and now they're my car driving sunglasses.
There you go. So it was a great gift.
Nice.
Yeah, it turned out to be pretty good.
Well, for us, Valentine's Day used to be like a big thing in our household. Kyle's a very big romantic. For the last couple of years, we don't really do anything. I got toddlers. I can't even stay up when I'm putting them to sleep. I'm out before them usually. So I feel bad, but like I had some plans for Kyle and everything, but no, I was gone by like 7 o'clock.
The gift of sleep.
Yeah. Wow. Then the next day I was like, oh, happy Valentine's Day.
All right.
Whatever.
Listen, we're having some fun with this one. Share a laugh with us. Send us a text at 10400. Who had the least romantic Valentine's Day? What did you do or didn't do? We'll share your answers later in the show. 10400 is the number.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Hey, Atlantic Canada, welcome back. You know how we love a free trip, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's go over to Hollywood. Take a look at your entertainment headlines.
Why did you leave me?
Why did you betray your own heart?
Writer-director Emerald Fennell's reimagining of Wuthering Heights took the top spot at the box office this weekend with an estimated $35 million in its first 3 days in North American theaters. The biggest day for the romantic drama starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi as the star-crossed Catherine and Heathcliff was Valentine's Day. And according to post-track polling, an estimated 76% of those ticket buyers were women. By the end of the President's Day holiday, the movie's domestic box office total could rise to $40 million. The Simpsons has reached a milestone few television series ever come close to approaching. Over the weekend, the animated series aired its 800th episode. Matt Groening's crude 1987 animated shorts that began on The Tracy Ullman Show has become one of pop culture's most enduring institutions.
What I'm most proud of is that we're still surprising ourselves. You know, we're still making ourselves laugh.
After 37 years, Groening says he still has stories to tell. Actress Rose Byrne was honored as the 2026 Woman of the Year by Harvard University's Hasty Pudding Theatricals. Dozens of fans lined the streets of Cambridge to celebrate the Australian actress. The Golden Globe winner and Oscar nominee for her leading role in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, then received the Pudding Pot Award at a celebratory roast. And happy birthday to Abel Tesfaye. The Canadian singer, songwriter, and actor, better known as The Weeknd, is 36. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
All right, well, there's a shortage of vet technicians in our region, and the Nova Scotia SPCA has stepped up to offer a new program.
Yes, CTV's Emma Convey stopped by to check out their upgraded space.
Veterinarian Mike West has been working on the curriculum for a new veterinary technician program for quite some time. Now he counts down the days until it turns into teaching.
Every subject the students are going to be taught, they're then going to be taught how to actually do it in person, often the afternoon of the day that they're actually taught it.
With a shortage of veterinary technicians as well as places to teach them, the SPCA started planning this veterinary technician program at their College of Animal Welfare 6 years ago.
When we're looking around the province, we know that there's about 500 veterinarians who are registered to work in our province, but there's under 400 vet technicians. Your ideal ratio in a typical hospital setting would be 1 vet to 2 vet techs, and we're not able to achieve that in Nova Scotia.
Tuttle says there are currently vet tech programs in Truro through Dalhousie University and Olton College in New Brunswick. This will be the first in the city.
We'll be caring for our patients. That might involve putting in intravenous catheters to help with fluid therapy. It might involve administering medications, but also monitoring the effect of those medications so they can report back to us veterinarians.
It's a 2-year program and will start with 16 students, then eventually 24 each year. Renovations are almost complete.
We are down to the cabinets being installed and an occupancy permit. And then we have a requirement to get approved by the province that we're working our way through.
The college is taking applications now, and the plan is to welcome new students to the program May 2026. Emma Convey, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Taking another look at our 3-day forecast, starting off in New Brunswick with a high of 2 degrees today. We will be seeing sunshine, but for the northern region, a bit of flurry activity clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies. For Tuesday, a high of 1, looking at a mix of sun and cloud, a chance of flurries into the evening. And on Wednesday, sunny skies for the most part, but we will be seeing snow for parts of the province. A high of 5 degrees, though. For Nova Scotia, 2 degrees today with a mix of sun and cloud. On Tuesday, looking at mainly sunny skies with increasing cloudiness for Cape Breton Island, leaving mainly cloudy skies with a high of 1. 4 degrees on Wednesday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud for the southern region, scattered flurries for the rest. Prince Edward Island, a high of -1 today, isolated flurries clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Sunshine on Tuesday with a high of -1, 2 degrees on Wednesday with flurries.
Monday, February 16th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, RCMP in New Brunswick issuing a national alert after an inmate escaped from Southeast Regional Correctional Center in Shediac. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the Black Cultural Society of PEI will chat with the program coordinator about the events they have planned for Black History Month. That conversation in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Monday, February 16th. Bit of a holiday for parts of the region.
Yes.
Yes, and it's going to be a nice day, at least starting off your day. If you're out and about, going to be greeted with sunshine.
Amazing.
Nice big warm up a little bit later on for parts of the region.
Are some places closed today because of the...
Yeah, that's a great point. Check before heading out because, I mean, there may be a small business that's open, but there's a lot of closures today. I know the Museum of Natural History in Halifax, downtown Halifax, that's open.
Oh, nice.
Today.
Okay.
So yeah, check before you go. I know for our family, we were trying to get a lot of our errands done on the weekend because we are anticipating closures. So yeah, we're here today, but a lot of people not off work today.
Absolutely. Costco was packed this weekend.
Over the weekend?
Yeah, I was like,
Really?
everyone's preparing. Yeah, it was brutal.
Fair enough. I know some gyms, 24-hour gyms, they've gone down to reduced hours. So again, something to just consider if that's part of your day and part of your routine. So yeah, good old holidays. We're on holidays too, right?
Yeah. Later. Yeah.
Feels like a holiday to me.
Well, it's always nice when you have fun.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to talk about the weather. It's going to be a great day, as I mentioned, to head outdoors. As of right now, a bit of a cloudy start to the day over in Truro. It is going to be -5 early this morning. We did have a bit of flurry activity expected. If it does happen, that will clear out. You will be seeing mainly cloudy skies in your area, but sunshine for much of Atlantic Canada a little bit later on as the sun begins to rise. A bit cool starting off your day, -4 degrees in Fredericton as well as into Charlottetown. A bit cooler in Halifax with -6. -2 degrees in Sydney, and -5 degrees over in Cartwright, -3 in Gander. Over to that wind chill. It is going to factor in early this morning, making some parts of the region a bit cooler starting off your day. But as I mentioned, temperature is expected to rise above seasonal for parts of the region into the afternoon. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We do see snow for parts of Newfoundland, a chance of flurries for others. That will clear out for the most part for the maritime region, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. In terms of the wind, quite light today. As of right now, 28 kilometers per hour in Canso, 22 in Sydney, 11 in Halifax. Only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 33 kilometers per hour in Sydney. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
New Brunswick police are looking for an inmate who escaped from a prison in Shediac nearly 4 days ago. Police say 35-year-old Todd John Lewis jumped the fence at the Southeast Regional Correctional Center Thursday night. An emergency alert was issued Friday, but police ended it 24 hours later, though the search continues. Lewis is described as 5'7", 146 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was previously charged with weapons-related offenses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call 911. An Ontario woman is in custody after allegedly violating a court order that prohibited her from contacting a man in Nova Scotia. Police say last Thursday, an RCMP detachment in Nova Scotia reached out to Chatham, Kent Police after a 41-year-old Nova Scotia man raised concerns about a 48-year-old Chatham woman. Police say the investigation determined that over the course of 2 days, the accused repeatedly attempted to contact the victim by phone and email in violation of her court-ordered conditions prohibiting any form of communication. As a result, officers charge her with 1 count of failing to comply with a release order. The largest union in the Nova Scotia government is speaking out about the province's plan to end remote work this April. The NSGEU says the change will impact between 2,500 and 3,000 employees, with half in the Halifax area. It says many union members have had flexible arrangements since the pandemic in 2020 and have built their lives around them. The union says the move will worsen traffic in downtown Halifax, and it's concerned the government doesn't have enough space to accommodate all its workers. In another sign of thawing relations between Canada and China, Beijing is dropping visa requirements for Canadian tourists and business visitors. Beginning tomorrow, Canadians will no longer be required to get visas for 30-day stays. The change comes after Ottawa's efforts to improve relations with China following a years-long diplomatic spat. Previously, most Canadians entering mainland China had to go through a lengthy application process and pay roughly $140 in fees. Dominic LeBlanc, the minister in charge of Canada-U.S. trade and Beauséjour MP, has his sights set on Mexico. LeBlanc is leading a large delegation for trade talks that will span the next week. The mission will aim to deepen collaboration between the two countries and explore new opportunities for Canadian businesses. A group of hockey players took to the ice in Nova Scotia this weekend, taking part in a special game celebrating a part of hockey history. A long time ago, an all-black league helped break the color barrier in sports. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has the story.
More than just a game and a celebration of Black History Month, this is also a sports journey back in time. Keep it going, let's go! To honor the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes that existed from the late 1800s until the 1930s. Founded by Halifax church leaders, the league featured teams in 7 cities and towns, including the historic Black community, Africville.
The Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes deserves a place in hockey history, not only in the province, but in the country and internationally as well. And tonight is one of those steps.
This is a throwback game, reviving long-lost teams, the Halifax Eurekas and Hammonds Plains Mossbacks, with a big assist from local African Nova Scotian players.
Seeing all these people getting on the ice with them, getting to play with them or against them, it's great.
To preserve its memory and its legacy, Parks Canada has designated this league as an event of national historic significance.
It's important for the next generation coming up. It's good to know where you come from and the rich history within this game.
5 years ago, Canada Post unveiled this commemorative stamp, and Hockey Nova Scotia has also launched educational initiatives supporting diversity and inclusion within hockey. All part of the effort to make sure the history of the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes isn't lost to the past. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
Thank you, Paul, and fantastic tournament that they had there this weekend.
Absolutely. Makes me want to go play hockey.
I know, right?
Not that
the Olympics are on. Yeah.
Exactly. Especially Team Canada today. Our ladies are there, so tune in at 4:10. But south of the border, a woman held a kangaroo court in her home.
What?
I'm not sure. Actually, it was a wallaby.
Oh, there you go.
A caller reported that the loose marsupial to police in Colorado. Lots of happening in Colorado. Deputies hopped to it immediately after arriving on the scene. They helped corral Charlie the wallaby back home. Then Charlie's owner invited them to give him some well-earned treats. Charlie is actually fairly well known around the Denver area. He has his own Instagram account.
How did he get there?
I don't know. I got nothing for you.
Oh my.
We'll have to go to his Instagram account.
You're feeding him potato chips.
Yeah.
Can you feed me potato chips?
No wonder he comes inside.
Yeah. No,
He's like, I'm going to get treats today.
Like, of course I'm going to come and say hello.
Just don't call me kangaroo. I'm a wallaby.
I'm a wallaby. Very different.
Still ahead, Latavia has more details on the forecast for this holiday Monday, and I'll be back with your national news headlines. So take a live look at Iona, Nova Scotia. Beautiful sunrise. We're getting more and more daylight as we inch closer to spring. The mild forecast is next.
Good morning, Atlantic, Canada, and happy Monday. The time now is 7:12. Taking a live look at Lockport. A bit cold early this morning at -8. Starting to see those clouds clear as the sun begins to rise, and you will be seeing a mix of sun and cloud in your area today. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. A bit cool starting off the day. Temperatures will rise a little bit later on for our daytime highs. As of right now, though, -7 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, -5 in Halifax, -2 degrees over in Sydney, -4 starting off your day in Charlottetown, -11 into Labrador City, -2 for St. John's, Newfoundland. So over to our forecast timeline. We are seeing a bit of active weather in our forecast today. Looking at a chance of some flurry activity for parts of Labrador and Newfoundland, looking at periods of snow. And then into the Maritime region, we have a low chance of some isolated flurries starting off the day. And that will clear out, leaving either mainly cloudy skies to a mix of sun and cloud for the Maritime region. Temperatures really warming up above the freezing mark today and above seasonal for our daytime highs for the most part. Into tonight, much of the same, looking at a bit of clear skies, partly cloudy as we head towards midnight. Temperatures cooling back down, so a cold start to the day on Tuesday, but sunshine returns for parts of the region in the forecast. If you're wondering about snowfall, looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland. Here's a look at our forecast today for New Brunswick, starting off the day with a bit of flurry activity clearing, leaving either a mix of sun and cloud to mainly cloudy skies. Daytime highs will range from -1 to 2 degrees. For Prince Edward Island, highs between -2 to -1. A bit of flurry activity starting off your day, clearing out, leaving mainly cloudy skies across the island. For Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, flurries also starting off the day, around a 30% chance of it happening. That will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud with highs between -1 to +2. For the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine throughout your day with daytime highs between 0 to 2 degrees. Labrador City looking at a chance of flurries clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, a high of -3. Into the evening, though, flurries return. 0 for your daytime high into St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of snow expected. So Tuesday's forecast will be a sunny and warm day ahead for the most part, but we are going to see increasing cloudiness into the evening. Flurries returning for parts of the Maritime region. Snow still holding on for parts of Newfoundland and looking at a chance of some flurries for parts of Labrador. Wednesday's forecast, although the warmest day of the week, we are going to see periods of flurry activity returning, periods of snow for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Stateside NBC News anchor Savannah Guthrie has released a new video appealing to whomever may have taken her missing mother.
You're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing.
An intense search has been underway for Nancy Guthrie since the 84-year-old vanished from her home near Tucson, Arizona over 2 weeks ago. It comes as investigators say they have retrieved DNA from a glove found near the home, said to resemble the gloves worn by a suspect caught on a doorbell camera at Guthrie's home the morning she disappeared. Back in Canada, it was a massive protest that may well have been the largest ever in Toronto over the weekend. Hundreds of thousands taking to the streets in a show of solidarity with anti-government protesters in Iran. Incredible sights like this one seen in cities right across the globe, with those taking part calling for regime change, something the U.S. president has agreed would be best. But as CTV's Kamil Karamali reports, Canada hasn't been as firm.
Behind every voice, under every sign, and with every step, there is a growing anger against the Iranian regime.
We are looking at all the people they killed. The Islamic regime killed all of these people.
Reportedly responsible for killing thousands of civilians during last month's anti-government protests that swept across Iran, with the death toll still expected to grow significantly, according to human rights groups. Mohammed Hadi from Toronto says he lost this young family member gunned down by Iranian government forces.
He's just fighting for the freedom. They shot him in the head.
Nearly 400,000 people here at this rally, according to police, shutting down a stretch of Yonge Street, a major corridor in Canada's largest city. Among all the noise, there's a clear message here that Canada call for a change in Iran's regime and recognize exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi as the country's new leader.
We want revolution, and King Reza Pahlavi is our alternative.
Who pushed for U.S. intervention today.
The regime is at the weakest it's ever been. It's on the verge of collapse. It's a matter of time before this regime goes.
U.S. officials have told Reuters their military is preparing for the possibility of operations against Iran that could last weeks if President Donald Trump orders an attack.
If they give us the right deal, we won't do that.
With more talks between the U.S. and Iran scheduled for next week. Today, Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister announced additional sanctions against Iran, but fell short of calling for a change in power, telling CTV News Canada will continue to hold this regime fully accountable for its grave human rights violations. Back at Toronto's rally, 11-year-old Madouk Amiri fearful for her family back home.
I have no idea if they're alive, if they're dead, which is really lots of pressure because I have school, I have tests.
Pressure to find peace before tensions turn into an all-out war. Kamil Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Brianne will have a conversation with the Black Cultural Society of PEI. That conversation is coming up right after this. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It is February 16th, and there is still so much to celebrate this Black History Month. In Prince Edward Island, the Black Cultural Society of PEI is hosting numerous events that honors and provides resources for the island's Black community. At the same time, the society is also celebrating 10 years. So here to tell us more is Raquel Smith, Program Coordinator with the Black Cultural Society of PEI. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Brianne. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So let's start with marking that 10-year anniversary as a community organization. How has the Black Cultural Society of PEI grown and changed over the years?
Well, basically, I always get the stories of like in 2015, there were absolutely not much Black people here on Prince Edward Island. And today in 2026, I can definitely say the numbers have increased drastically. But in regarding of the culture and just like the stories being told, all of that has evolved over the years. You know, in 2016 was when the Black Cultural Society first was a Black cooperative. And that was founded by just community members, people such like Scott Parsons, that really created the foundation and the groundwork to advocate for Black Islanders. And in 2021, Tamara Steele, she came on board as the ED to really continue to fulfill that work in the Black community. And I could definitely say since 2016 to 2021, Tamara has done so much incredible work, you know, being able to commemorate and reclaim our space, our stories, Emancipation Day, bringing community together. It has been such a great experience. And I came on in 2023. So it's a lot that I didn't get to see before, you know, before I came to PEI. But I can definitely say it has grown tremendously just to see community come together, just not in the Black Culture Society, but like we see in the universities, in the schools, in the educational system, which really is the most important to continue those stories and create that foundation. And I can definitely say it just has been a beautiful experience.
Amazing. Well, you mentioned it a little bit, but we've seen the population more than doubled between the last two censuses. So rising from about 825 people in 2016 to over 1,800 in 2021, according to Statistics Canada. How has that meant more opportunities to grow together and celebrate?
Well, it puts a lot on our table because we really sometimes it's hard to just keep track of the numbers and, you know, the community growing such like in a rapid pace. But we do our very best, you know, to try to be able to continue to educate people about the Black Culture Society, for them to know about us, for our partnering organizations also to be able to share with newcomers, coming to the island, and for students, because we know the community has been able to increase rapidly over the years. So it's definitely about just continuously getting the word out, letting them know about the work that we do, letting them know that we have volunteer positions so that we can be able to integrate community into the work that we do and to be able to spread the word.
Amazing. So we have about 15 seconds here. Where can people go for more information about the society as well as what's happening this month?
Well, you can go straight on our website. That's www.bcspei.ca. You can check our socials, Black Culture Society of PEI, on Instagram and Facebook.
Amazing. Well, we've linked your website to ours. Thank you so much for chatting with us this morning.
Yes, thank you so much, Brianne, for having me.
Amazing. Well, let's look over at Latavia for a quick look at our 3-day forecast for the next couple days.
Thanks, Brianne. Starting off in New Brunswick, a daytime high of 2 degrees. We will be seeing sunshine for much of the province. Into the northern region, mainly cloudy skies. On Tuesday, much of the same, a high of 1. We do have flurries returning into the evening, though. And then on Wednesday, a high of 5 degrees, sunny skies, but also seeing some snow for parts of the province. Nova Scotia looking at a high of 2. We do have a mix of sun and cloud. On Tuesday, 1 degree with mainly sunny skies, increasing cloudiness for Cape Breton Island. And then on Wednesday, 4 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud, also seeing some scattered flurries return. Prince Edward Island, a high of -1. Isolated flurries will clear, leaving mainly cloudy skies. On Tuesday, a high of -1 yet again with a mix of sun and cloud. On Wednesday, warming up to 2 degrees with flurries across the island.
Still ahead, what's in the big bucket? We'll head to Ken and reveal all the details on this month's contest. It could be yours. The big reveal coming up in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic, Canada. It is 7:30, 8:01. It's almost 7:31, so almost 8:01 in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. Woo, I need more coffee.
Fair.
Yeah. This, like, the hour and a half has set in, and now we're getting
used to it. And after working the weekend. Coming up in the news, I'm going to have a special report from Brianne Foley.
Oh, how exciting. Which one?
Which one?
Which one?
You're going to have to wait and see.
That means hang around.
Has to do with the Thunderbirds.
Okay. I hope you do hang around for that one, because I take a lot of pride in that story. So a little tease for you there. That's what we call, a hook. But in the meantime, what's our weather looking like today, Latavia?
Not too bad. We do have snow for parts of Newfoundland, so now we have a special weather statement in effect. But other than that, we are going to see sunshine for the most part and a bit of a warm-up yet again. So those above seasonal daytime highs for parts of the Maritime region. So can't complain.
Did you get out this weekend and get to enjoy some sunshine?
A bit.
Yeah?
A little bit, yeah. We had a beautiful walk in Shuby Park as a family.
Nice.
On Saturday. It was gorgeous. So nice, because it looked like winter outside, but feeling much more mild.
Oh, yeah.
Did some sledding as a family. And yeah, yesterday was nice, too. I mean, a bit more cloudy.
Yeah. But pretty nice. We've been holding on to those warmer temperatures. Wednesday is going to be the warmest day of the week for the Maritime region. But as I mentioned, starting off a bit cool. So as of right now in Somerville, you can see not too bad, but it is -5, and then factor in that wind chill a bit cooler. But temperatures will be rising into the afternoon for our daytime highs. As of right now, -7 degrees in Fredericton, a -5 in Halifax, -2 degrees starting off your day in Sydney, -4 in Charlottetown, -3 degrees in Corner Brook, and -5 in Cartwright. Factor in that wind chill, as I mentioned, a bit cooler early this morning, but we are going to see some light wind for the Maritime region, so temperatures will begin to rise into the afternoon. Newfoundland and Labrador, a bit cool early this morning as well. So we do have a snowfall warning now in effect. This is for tonight until Wednesday. It's a special weather statement, actually. This is for eastern Newfoundland. Snowfall will range from 15 to 25 centimeters of accumulation, and some strong wind gusts will accompany it. So here's a look at our satellite and radar. You can see that snowfall already beginning early this morning for parts of Newfoundland. That will continue into the afternoon and evening. But for the rest of the region, looking at a chance of some flurry activity clearing out for the Maritime region, leaving a bit of sunshine. In terms of the wind for the Maritimes, quite light, nothing above 22 kilometers per hour in Canso, 17 in Sydney. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. New Brunswick police are looking for an inmate who escaped from a prison in Shediac nearly 4 days ago. Police say 35-year-old Todd John Lewis jumped the fence at the Southeast Regional Correctional Center Thursday night. An emergency alert was issued Friday, but police ended it 24 hours later, though the search continues. Lewis is described as 5'7", 146 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was previously charged with weapons-related offenses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call 911. An Ontario woman is in custody after allegedly violating a court order that prohibited her from contacting a man in Nova Scotia. Police say last Thursday, an RCMP detachment in Nova Scotia reached out to Chatham police after a 41-year-old Nova Scotia man had raised concerns about a 48-year-old Chatham woman. Police say the investigation determined that over the course of 2 days, the accused repeatedly contacted or attempted to contact the victim by phone and email in violation of her court-ordered conditions prohibiting any form of communication. As a result, officers charge her with 1 count of failing to comply with a release order. The largest union in the Nova Scotia government is speaking out about the province's plan to end remote work this April. The NSGEU says the change will impact between 2,500 and 3,000 employees, with half in the Halifax area. It says many union members have had flexible arrangements since the pandemic in 2020 and have built their lives around them. The union says the move will worsen traffic in downtown Halifax, and it's concerned the government doesn't have enough space to accommodate all its workers. Another moment in history for Mackie Jenner Saturday night, as she was the first female to call play-by-play for a lacrosse game on TSN. Looking back on her road to get here, CTV's Brianne Foley shows us the only way forward is through, and sometimes adversity is the ticket.
Ian McKay has Buchanan take the shot there. He scores.
That was Mackie Jenner's first goal call on a national broadcast.
Growing up, I didn't even think that this could be a dream that I could chase, because I just didn't think that it was feasible, because there weren't so many women's voices in sports broadcasting.
Lacrosse runs in Jenner's blood, but her venture into the world of broadcasting came after struggles as an athlete.
Came to a point where, dealing with my mental health and some injuries that I'd faced, it just decided to, have enough. And I think there was a period of time where I was really angry at the sport of lacrosse.
Sometimes the path doesn't go the way we expected. And, she went through some tough times in college and kind of lost the love for the game a bit. Just watching the game evolve and kind of being around me and what I was doing in the early stages of my career, allowed her to see that there was another path.
Finding a way to love the game again pushes her own boundaries.
You can love the sport for the sport, and so I think that's where the storytelling and then the broadcast really comes from it.
But once it's over, it's going to be something that you'll look back on, and a moment for our entire family that we can all be proud of.
Some waterworks there.
Creating her own moments while showing the next generation of girls anything is possible.
I really look up to her as a coach, as a player. You see her doing this and it kind of really inspires you just all around.
Because even if you don't want to play, you still have, you're still able to be in the community. And I think the community is really great with the whole Lacrosse Nova Scotia, Lacrosse Canada, all of it. So I think it's really great that Mackie's still in it, and I'd love to be in it if I can.
Jenner has now filled every role on a National Lacrosse League broadcast for TSN, the first woman to do so.
I think especially as females, sometimes we get a bad rep for being outspoken, but that's, I think, what has made me who I am today, and letting myself know that my voice is there and it matters, and to use it.
I'm just so appreciative of everyone that's helped me get here, and I really couldn't have asked for a better game.
For the girls she coaches and those who watch her on a weekly basis, Jenner has become an inspiration and a testament to let girls know that there is always a place in sports for them. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Oh, that's such a great report, Brianne.
Thank you. Really proud of that one. And fun fact, I just confirmed this morning with Kenzie Lalonde that Mackie Jenner has now become the first ever woman to do all 3 broadcast roles on TSN.
Wow.
Just as herself. So Kenzie has done play-by-play. She's done color commentating, but for Eastlink here in Nova Scotia. And she's done sidelines, but she hasn't done all 3 with TSN. So Mackie's the first.
Amazing.
Check, check, check.
Yeah.
Honestly, women in sports just killing it over the last year and into 2026 as well as you.
Yeah. No, it's that was a story close to my heart. So I'm lucky that Pete Buchanan, who was the producer on the show that day, was able to give me access behind the scenes. So I actually got to take all those shots myself.
Awesome.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So honestly, shout out to that whole crew. Ashley Docking on the sidelines, Pete Gregoire in the booth with her, and just being able to watch her grow was an awesome experience. And just I never get to see that part because I'm always on the sidelines, right? So I never actually get to see them calling the game and the booth. And so that was a first experience for me too. So yeah, it was awesome, and she obviously crushed it.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah. And what a way also to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Right?
Right?
Hearts are full here.
Hearts are full, and their outfits. I loved the pink theme that they had going on.
Amazing.
Going for that. But we want to know, as part of our Move Morning chat, how did your Valentine's Day go? Who had the least romantic Valentine's Day? Was it you? Did you try to pull something off? It didn't quite work. We're having a bit of fun with this one. 10400 is the number to send us a text at, and we're going to share your text messages a little bit later in the show. If you don't tune in to the very end, that is when I bring over your text messages. So we're having some fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I mean, mine was romantic in different ways.
I agree. That is very romantic how you spent your Valentine's Day.
Right?
Gift to yourself.
A gift to myself. Being able to cover a fellow female, just breaking barriers. We love it. So,
yeah.
And then I went to the gym after. Yeah. So my usual Valentine's Day date.
Jim.
Yep. I met Jim. Me and Jim. We have a special relationship.
Well, still ahead. If you enjoyed the mild temperatures that we had over the weekend, you're in luck because they are continuing for this week. Latavia's got the forecast coming up next. We're taking a live look at Queen Street in downtown Charlottetown. And also coming up this half hour, what's in the Kent Big Bucket? What could you win? Details still ahead.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:43. We're taking a live look at Grand Manan, starting off at -6 degrees today. We are going to see sunshine, as you can see here, early this morning, sticking around into the afternoon. A cold start to the day for parts of Atlantic Canada. Temperatures will rise above seasonal for parts of the Maritime region into the afternoon. As of right now, though, -7 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, -4 in Charlottetown, -5 degrees in Halifax, a bit warmer over in Sydney at -2, as well as into St. John's, Newfoundland. A special weather statement in effect for eastern Newfoundland for tonight until Wednesday. Looking at some snowfall, around 15 to 25 centimeters of accumulation. Wind gusts will range from 60 to 100 kilometers per hour. So starting off early this morning, we are already seeing some snowfall for parts of Newfoundland. And then into Labrador, we are looking at a chance of some flurry activity starting off your day. Same thing goes for parts of the Maritime region. And then into the afternoon, looking at either a mix of sun and cloud to mainly cloudy skies. Temperatures really beginning to warm up for our daytime highs, and snowfall persisting for parts of Newfoundland, Labrador, seeing that flurry activity until this evening. For the Maritime region, looking at some partly cloudy skies, temperatures cooling back down. So a cold start to the day on Tuesday. Sunshine returns in the forecast, but also going to see a bit of flurry activity remain. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland before the heavier snowfall makes its way over. For forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at sunshine as the sun begins to rise. We do have mainly cloudy skies expected for parts of northern New Brunswick. Daytime highs between -1 to 2 degrees. For Prince Edward Island, looking at highs between -2 to -1. A chance of flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies into the afternoon. Then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing some flurry activity, clearing, leaving sunshine. Daytime highs between -1 to 2 degrees. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, same thing, looking at lots of sunshine throughout your day with highs between 0 to 2. For Labrador City, looking at a chance of flurries clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon, returning flurry activity into the evening, and a high of -3. 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland, periods of snow expected throughout your day. Tuesday's forecast, sunshine into Tuesday. We do have flurries returning into the evening for the Maritime region, holding on to snowfall for Newfoundland, and Labrador seeing flurry activity as well. Wednesday's forecast, although the warmest day of the week for the Maritime region, we are going to see a bit of snow return. Also going to see snow for Newfoundland and Labrador. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll head over to Kent.
I am at Kent, and you may be wondering, why the heck am I holding this bucket? Well, it's because we're talking about the Big Bucket Giveaway. Kent is celebrating their 50th birthday this year, and to mark the occasion, Your Morning Atlantic and Kent have partnered up to provide you with a Big Bucket Giveaway. So every single month this year, we are going to give away a prize that you can win. So this is a bucket, but this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Big Bucket. And I'm joined by Clyde today, who's going to help us reveal what's inside. First of all, Clyde, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So great to have you here. You work here, Ken, you've been working here for 27 years?
27 years.
That's fantastic. What department is yours?
The hardware department, power tools, nuts and bolts.
Okay, so if it's from little to big, if it's hardware, you know everything in the store.
I know what's at.
Okay, so when people come in, they might ask you questions, they've got a problem to solve, you're able to try to help them out.
Yeah, we can do what we can. We can offer solutions and sell product, hopefully.
Well, I'm going to ask you questions after this segment because your specialty is door locks.
Door locks.
I've got a sticky one at home. I need some help.
Okay.
I love your suspenders. I bet the customers love them too.
Lots of comments on them, and they wonder why we don't sell them in store, this model.
They're fantastic. Okay, so you know what's inside this big bucket.
I do know what's inside the bucket.
Let's reveal it for our customers or our audience now. Okay, here we go. Ooh!
Oh.
Wow, that's beautiful. What have we got here, Clyde?
So we have a multi-purpose workbench with a single drawer. We have a 46-inch cabinet with opening drawers and a door, a panel.
Holy moly, I love the color. That's gorgeous.
We have a 42-piece impact driver bit set. We have a 44-piece wall set. To organize.
Which you can stick on the back of this.
Which you can stick on the back of that one. We have the roller chair, which you can run around your garage in. And we have a 6-piece plier and wrench set.
Holy moly, this is an amazing prize. I bet people at home are salivating. I would love to win this. Would you love to win this?
I'd love to win this. This is a made-for-supply for-your workshop.
Yeah, for your work. And how much is it worth?
It's about $675.
Oh my gosh, that's actually not bad.
That's a good deal.
It's a great
That's
deal.
an excellent deal.
But it's a great prize. Okay, so if you want to win this prize at home, this is how you do it. You just go to our website, you enter the contest, and then you have to tune in next Friday. We're going to tell you who's the big winner, and we'll reveal next month's prize. Clyde, thank you so much for helping us today.
Thank you.
And yeah, good luck to you.
Yes, so speaking of that contest, we are telling you about it now. Along with our partners at Kent Building Supplies, we want you to enter the Kent Big Bucket Giveaway. So once a month, we'll reveal a different prize in the bucket, and you can have your chance to win. This month, the winner will receive a made-for-supply workshop prize pack. To enter, head to ctvatlantic.ca. The contest closes this Saturday, and we'll announce the winner February 27th. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Brianne. Health and medical news now. Navigating the healthcare system can be challenging, and for those with an uncommon illness, it can feel impossible. In today's Your Health, CTV's Alex Carpa has more on one man diagnosed with an extremely rare form of cancer who's trying to use his story to help others.
Terrence May has always been active. He runs, cycles, and plays hockey, but last spring, he felt something was off.
I was having difficulties completing my runs, just getting fatigued very easily.
May noticed he was losing weight and had a bit of abdominal discomfort. He decided to go see his doctor and got some testing done.
Unfortunately, it showed, a lesion in my liver with multiple lesions in my lungs.
He was diagnosed with intrahepatic bile duct cancer, which is a type of rare cancer known as cholangiocarcinoma.
It's a palliative diagnosis. And so you're going through, trying to make as much time as you can for your friends and your family.
Over 600 Canadians are diagnosed with this type of cancer each year. This disease is often discovered late, contributing to a 5-year survival rate of just 9%.
So this is my mom in her backyard.
Andrea Cates' mom died from cholangiocarcinoma at the age of 67 in 2013.
My mom got robbed.
Cates, who is a digestive health nutritionist, says it's very important to listen to your body and seek medical help if you don't feel yourself.
When we had found out that she was at stage 4, they said she was probably dealing with that cancer for about 2 years.
February is Cholangiocarcinoma Awareness Month. Oncologists say awareness and education around this rare form of cancer is crucial.
The incidence is rising. It can affect patients not in all age groups, but there's certainly a tendency to see it in younger patients.
If you hear somebody say you have cholangiocarcinoma, the biggest thing is to be an advocate for yourself.
As for May, he is taking his situation day by day and will continue to be an advocate for as long as he can. Alex Carpa, CTV News, Winnipeg.
We just have one milestone to pass along for you today. It's a 69th anniversary for Harold and Letha Killam of Truro. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, you two. To see your milestone again, of course, or find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder that milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. So the heart is more than just a powerful muscle. It's also a symbol of love, memory, and legacy.
So that's why veterans in Ottawa are creating unique songs using their heartbeat to share something special for their families. So sweet. CTV's Peter Sperling has more.
Clear sound. I'm just going to record it.
Gail Fougere is creating music from her heart, literally.
I get all teary just thinking about it.
Recording her heartbeat, sounds used as the starting point in creating a unique song.
It's very, feeling-wise, it really grabs you, I think.
Planning to share it with her daughter one day.
I think she'll probably get the final product when I'm gone. I've decided I'm going to do it for her because you can put little things on those that will bring happy memories.
It's part of a project at Pearly Health called Rhythms of Remembrance. Veterans combining their heartbeats with music, voice, personal stories to create digital keepsakes.
It's really unique.
Once heartbeats are recorded, residents work with music therapists to create something special.
We're going to create a musical composition using a song of the resident's choice, and some residents are composing their own song, and maybe offering like words that they want to share with their loved ones.
James Gafer has mostly finished his song, but he's not sharing it yet. It's a surprise for his wife.
It's been kind of fun.
Here's a sample of what a finished song sounds like. The program is funded by the Government of Ontario.
We would like to create a little bit of a legacy of our veterans. Allow residents the chance to connect to family, deepen connections to themselves and their past, and kind of engage in building a legacy that they can share through music.
Music shared from the heart. Peter Sperling, CTV News.
So sweet.
I feel like that's like the perfect Valentine's Day gift.
It really is, honestly.
Yeah, so we are talking about Valentine's Day. So you said you guys went thrifting.
Yeah, basically. Just a normal weekend. Nice.
He got you flowers?
Yeah. Always gets me flowers. And it's just, I think the last 3 years having kids, it's just kind of, we're tired, we're busy, but spending time together, I guess, is cool.
Absolutely. I guess is cool, she says. All right. Well, our director, her Valentine, what was it, bit her and then sneezed in her face.
Yeah.
And yes, we're talking about a cat, so don't you worry. But we want to know how you spent your Valentine's. Who had the least romantic Valentine's Day? What did you do? Was there a fail? We want to hear from you, so make sure you send us a text at 10400 to let us know that what happened in your Valentine's Day, because mine was boring.
Yes.
So I want to know what happened with yours.
Yeah. All right, well, now we'll take a look at our 3-day forecast yet again for New Brunswick. Daytime high of 2 degrees today. A mix of sun and cloud for much of the province. We will be seeing mainly cloudy skies for the northern region. Then on Tuesday, 1 degree. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud, we do have flurries returning into the evening. On Wednesday, a bit of sunshine, but also seeing periods of snow for parts of the province. A high of 5, though. For Nova Scotia, looking at 2 degrees is your daytime high, a mix of sun and clouds. Sunshine continues on Tuesday with a high of 1. Mainly cloudy skies for Cape Breton Island. Then on Wednesday, 4 degrees, looking at a mix of sun and cloud and scattered flurries. Prince Edward Island, a high of -1. Isolated flurries clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Sunshine on Tuesday with a high yet again of -1. 2 degrees on Wednesday, looking at flurries across the island.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Monday, February 16th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, RCMP in New Brunswick have issued a national alert after an inmate escaped from Southeast Regional Correctional Center in Sheniak. Your Tom News headlines just ahead.
And getting ready for the Lunar New Year, Chef Ivan Chan is here to make a delicious dish ahead of this week's celebration. I'm so excited, and that's coming up in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Yes, we're getting welcome to introduce the year of the fire horse tomorrow. Chef Ivan Chan here. If you have not been to the Orient on the Bedford Highway in Halifax, you are missing out.
It's incredible. First of all, very close to my house. Second of all, Chef Ivan is so talented.
Yeah, very talented, very kind to you. And he really put so much passion into this Chinese New Year dinner that he does. It's over 2 days. It's Tuesday and Wednesday this year. This incredible 12-course meal that is going to blow your mind. It's stunning. It's so good. He put so much work, him and his team, into it. So yeah, you should participate if you can, and if not, just go there throughout the year, because what he does is fantastic. And it's 10th year he's been doing this giant Chinese New Year.
Amazing. And honestly, that gives you a taste of the actual culture and what you can get if you were to go to Hong Kong or to China.
Exactly.
Literally, I have been and I have eaten Chef Ivan's food, and like, same.
Elevated.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so fantastic, so fresh. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, now we're hungry.
Stand by, because that's coming up in about 15, 20 minutes.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're starting off today in Yarmouth. -7 degrees is your current temperature. We are seeing sunshine already, looking at a mix of sun and clouds sticking around. A bit of a cool start to the day. Temperature is expected to rise for parts of the Maritime region at least. Right now, -7 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, -4 in Charlottetown, -5 degrees in Halifax, -2 in Sydney, and into St. John's, Newfoundland. Then factor in that wind chill, going to feel a lot cooler for many areas across the region. But temperatures, as I mentioned, will be warming up a little bit later on. We do have a special weather statement in effect for tonight until Wednesday for eastern Newfoundland. So starting off the day, periods of snow expected for parts of Newfoundland. We do have a bit of flurry activity tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada, clearing out for the Maritime region, leaving sunshine. And then in terms of the wind across the Maritimes, pretty light today. As of right now, 22 kilometers per hour in Canso, 17 into Sydney, with no wind gusts to report. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. And we begin with breaking news from Italy. Moncton's Courtney Sorrow has won silver in the women's 1,000 meters in short track speed skating at the Winter Olympic Games. This is coming in now. Moncton's Courtney Sorrow winning silver in the women's 1,000 meters in short track speed skating at the Winter Olympic Games in Italy. We'll continue to follow this developing story throughout the morning. Two other news of the morning. New Brunswick police are looking for an inmate who escaped from a prison in Shediac nearly 4 days ago. Police say 35-year-old Todd John Lewis jumped the fence at the Southeast Regional Correctional Center Thursday night. An emergency alert was issued Friday, but police ended it 24 hours later, though the search continues. Lewis is described by police as 5'7", 146 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was previously charged with weapons-related offenses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call 911. Excuse me. The largest union in the Nova Scotia government is speaking out about the province's plan to end remote work this April. The NSGEU says the change will impact between 2,500 and 3,000 employees, with half in the Halifax area. It says many union members have had flexible arrangements since the pandemic in 2020 and have built their lives around them. The union says the move will worsen traffic in downtown Halifax, and it is concerned the government doesn't have enough space to accommodate all its workers. In another sign of thawing relations between Canada and China, Beijing is dropping visa requirements for Canadian tourists and business visitors. Beginning tomorrow, Canadians will no longer be required to get visas for 30-day stays. The change comes after Ottawa's efforts to improve relations with China following a years-long diplomatic spat. Previously, most Canadians entering mainland China had to go through a lengthy application process and pay roughly $140 in fees. Dominic LeBlanc, the minister in charge of Canada-U.S. trade and Beauséjour MP, has his sights set on Mexico. LeBlanc is leading a large delegation for trade talks that will span the next week. The mission will aim to deepen collaboration between the two countries and explore new opportunities for Canadian businesses. Finally, a St. John High School student has set a goal, 17 in fact, to complete before her 17th birthday. And as CTV's Avery McRae shares with us, Grace Totten is hoping to inspire youth to make a difference in their communities.
Most grade 11 students spend their weekend catching up on sleep and enjoying some downtime. But St. John's Grace Totten is not most students.
I realized as I get older, there's just so many issues in the world, and I started learning about the UN SDGs, and I wanted to help, and I wanted to inspire people around me to do the same.
UN SDG stands for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, to which there are 17. That's where the idea for the 17 by 17 challenge came from, as the 16-year-old aims to complete all 17 of these goals through community initiatives before her 17th birthday in June.
They want us to complete these goals by 2030, which is coming up in 4 years. So I really think now is the perfect time and the time where everybody needs to know about these goals so we can work towards a solution.
The St. Malachy student has already completed 7 of the goals, with another 5 underway. She achieved Goal 1 of no poverty by organizing a school clothing drive and checked off Goal 15 of life on land with a beach cleanup at Dominion Park.
I'd like to see this be something that inspires students right now across Canada.
That inspiration is taking root with other teens in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Ontario, and even Argentina who are embracing the challenge in their communities. Since starting this journey in September, Grace's father Mike has had a front row seat and couldn't be prouder.
To think outside of herself and to see all these issues that need to be addressed, and in a time where there's a lot of negativity in the world, for her to try and bring some people together and do some positive things that'll affect everybody is amazing.
Even with the little projects I've done and the little team I have, I am really proud of that team and myself.
A pride in proving that age is not a barrier to make an impact in a community. Ava McCrae, CTV News, St. John.
Good on you, Grace. The future is bright when you see young people like that making a difference in their community.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Absolutely. We do love to see it. Did either of you play piano growing up?
I did.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, me neither. Piano tuning, difficult, right?
I don't know. I can only play like hot cross buns. Hot cross buns.
Well, apparently it's a lost art, so shout out to anyone who does this important work so that Latavia can play hot cross buns. South of the border, Tim Arbisi wants others to learn the art of tuning and repairing pianos because he's incredibly busy. Just last week, he flew to France on a special assignment, and over the course of his career, he's tuned pianos for musicians all over the world, including Bob Dylan, Leanne Rimes, and the Rolling Stones.
Wow.
Yeah, he says he learned the craft on his own, but he does recommend learning from a skilled person. So learn, but get some guidance along the way.
Clearly he's talented.
Yeah, maybe he's the guy to call if you need to tune your piano.
Oh, yeah.
It might come at a cost, though, and include paying for the flight.
Yeah, very, very much so. So if you're looking to learn hot cross buns.
I could play two more things.
Two more things?
I did quit, so that's why. It's like, I don't like this.
I was going to say, bring out the recorder for hot cross
Oh,
buns.
my
That's
gosh,
what I was thinking.
Claire DeLune.
Yeah.
I played the flute.
Okay, we will not play instruments for you. Still ahead, we're going to have your latest look at your national, international news headlines, and Latavia will have a look at the forecast and maybe music to your ears because we have very mild conditions that are continuing in the region. So we will be right back with that forecast, even though it's a little cloudy. Up next.
Beautiful sunshine starting off your day over in Yarmouth. Welcome back. The time now is 8:11. Minus 8 degrees in your area early this morning, then factor in the wind chill. Feeling a bit cool. Temperatures expected to rise. With weather brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. A bit of a cool start to the day. Minus 9 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton. Minus 6 over in Charlottetown with minus 5 in Halifax. Minus 2 degrees in Sydney. Minus 7 starting off your day in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Minus 2 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement in effect for eastern Newfoundland. This is for tonight until Wednesday. We're expecting a system to bring snowfall at around 15 to 25 centimeters of accumulation. Wind gusts will range from 60 to 100 kilometers per hour. And early this morning, we are already seeing periods of snow for parts of Newfoundland. Labrador looking at a chance of some flurry activity. Same thing goes for early this morning in parts of the Maritime region. Then into the afternoon, we start to see flurries clear out for the Maritimes, leaving a bit of sunshine, either looking at a mix of sun and cloud to mainly cloudy skies into this evening. Pretty much the same, looking at partly cloudy skies and temperatures cooling back down, taking us into early Tuesday morning. Another cold start to the day. Temperatures will rise above seasonal yet again for parts of the region. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, it's going to remain quite light for parts of Newfoundland and then seeing the totals accumulate into Tuesday. So here's a look at our forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at a mix of sun and cloud. For the northern region, flurries clear, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Daytime highs between -1 to 2 degrees. Prince Edward Island, looking at highs between -2 to -1. Flurries starting off your day that will clear, leaving mainly cloudy skies into the afternoon. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. Isolated flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Daytime highs between -1 to 2 degrees. For the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at lots of sunshine throughout your day. Highs will range from 0 to 2. For Labrador City, a chance of flurries clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, but flurries return into the evening with a high of -3 degrees today. 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of snow throughout your day. For our forecast Tuesday, sunshine returns, temperatures warm up for the Maritime region, but into the evening we will be seeing flurry activity for parts of the Maritime region. Periods of snow still remaining for much of Newfoundland. That takes us into Wednesday's forecast, the warmest day of the work week for the Maritimes, but also going to see snow move in for you as well. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. And we have breaking news from Italy. Moncton's Courtney Sirot has won silver in the women's 1,000 meters in short track speed skating at the Winter Olympic Games. This brings Canada's medal total to 10. And over the weekend, Canada won its first gold medal. Canadian freestyle ski star Mikhail Kingsbury landed on the top of the podium in the Olympic debut of men's dual moguls. CTV's Rahim Ladani has more.
Tasting gold. Skiing sensation Mikhail Kingsbury has a new medal around his neck, winning Canada's first gold medal at the Milan Cortina Olympics.
Well, last night I went to bed and I saw a lot of messages on social media. You know, people say that the Canadian, we were cursed or we were not able to win a gold medal after 9 days, and I knew I had an opportunity to do it, and I grabbed it.
Seizing opportunities is what the 33-year-old from Deux-Montagnes, Quebec has done throughout his career, topping the field in the men's dual moguls. Kingsbury now has 5 Olympic medals, 2 gold and 3 silver. And Canadian fans who made the trip to Italy are still reeling from watching the most decorated freestyle skier in history.
So awesome. It was so cool to see. We came all the way from Toronto, so very excited to be here.
This is a dream come true. It was amazing. I was bawling my eyes out.
It was an emotional moment for all Canadians after Kingsbury settled for silver after losing a tiebreak in traditional moguls last week. After the race, the oldest athlete in the field confirming this was his final Olympic performance.
The last one is gold, first in history in mogul skiing. It's more than a dream come true.
It took 9 days at these Olympic Games for a Canadian athlete to win gold. That's the longest it has ever taken at the Winter Olympics in 58 years, bringing Canada's medal count to 9.
So we're probably a little bit tight to see Canada reach that 20 medal mark. They've reached at least 24 since at least 2006, so that would be a dip at a Winter Games.
On top of the podium, Kingsbury raised his fist in triumph before placing his hand on his chest as the Canadian anthem played. A momentous moment Canadians watching say means so much to them.
You always love hearing "Oh Canada" sung by the crowd. It warms your heart.
Especially these days. So that was awesome.
National pride that will carry on well beyond the Olympics. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
And Canada's men's Olympic hockey team has advanced to the quarterfinals after a 10-2 win over France. 19-year-old Macklin Celebrini scored twice and leads Team Canada in goals. 18 of the 22 players have recorded a point so far after Sunday's game, and Connor McDavid passed Jonathan Toews for most points through the first 3 games of the Olympics with 9. And of course, captain and Cole Harbour's Sidney Crosby had 1 goal and 2 assists, making him Canada's all-time leader in Olympic scoring for NHL players with 16 points. I'll also point out, too, Cole Harbour's Nathan McKinnon scored yesterday as well. Quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Chef Ivan Chan will show us Lunar New Year celebrations and a special meal in honor of that. That is coming up next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It is 8:20, and yes, the Lunar New Year begins tomorrow. It's the start of the Year of the Fire Horse, which represents independence, vitality, and freedom, while the fire element adds passion and intensity. So one person with a passion for creativity and culinary experiences is our friend, Chef Ivan Chen.
Thanks, Brian.
And I always choose such a good time of year to come on the show because I get to do this segment every year.
Nothing wrong with that.
Of course, you own the Orient Chinese cuisine on the Bedford Highway in Halifax, and Tuesday and Wednesday this year, you have your 10th annual.
10th.
How insane is that to you?
It is crazy because we started the restaurant, my family started the restaurant October 2015.
Wow.
And it's been 10 years. We survived a lot of stuff, and most people would know how food industry happened. And but we're still here doing number 10. I don't even know how to start talking about it because it's been nothing but difficult, you know, for our industry.
But look at this.
Keep going.
And
keep
look
going.
at this.
That's all I do, right?
This is what you do. Look at this beauty, this creation. It smells amazing. I know you don't have smell-o-vision, but it does smell amazing. I know, right? It'd be a better way to send the segment forward. All right, so what are we plating right now here, and what is on the menu?
So you mentioned this is going to be our 10th annual Chinese New Year dinner. This is one of the first platter we'll be serving. The Year of Fire Horse is about bold, creative, you know, like reinventing thing. So that's one thing I do at our restaurant. We do a lot of creating with authentic Chinese flavor. We kind of bring it to the next level. We start to serve a lot of like fine dining plate with Chinese flavor now. But this is what I call a prosperity platter, which is a traditional Chinese barbecue rib, which local, they are from Oton Farm, from the valley. And to being creative, who would think you use cheese on Chinese rib?
Literally.
But those are Annapolis fine cheese valley gold, that what we're using. So we use a lot of local, you know, like ingredients and local sources. We support a local farm. We are like 90% local right now.
That's amazing.
But that's not what we do. Keep the tradition going, keep the creativity going, but never lose the root about the authentic Chinese flavor that I set out to do.
Absolutely. So what's this part? So this is the rib. What's the
this is a traditional taro root cake.
Okay.
So it's a starchy vegetable. It's a root vegetable, and it's a traditional one of the things that people eat. Most people have heard about daikon cake, but taro is a little different. It's a little more starchy. It's a lot more heavier umami.
Okay.
And at the base, we have an aioli I make using one of the most traditional chuhao like sauce from Chinese cooking. So that's a lot of, you're looking at all those wording and ingredients, and it's all traditional Chinese ingredients, but you see the plate. It's something that you don't see anywhere.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is amazing. Then what are the little leaves that we've talked about?
Those are actually red vein sorrel from another local company called Halifax Green. Like they grow those little herb and all those micros. And like I said, like I support local company, and that's what we do.
It's amazing. So how do you come up with these new ideas, but also keeping those authentic roots?
I have been running this restaurant for 10 years, but I think everything needs to go with the time. Last year, we did a renovating. We changed the color of the dining room. I want to have a Chinese restaurant I can play jazz in the background. That was what I was going to do, and we are playing jazz in the background right now. The dining room looked different, even different plating, like more like fine dining style individual plate than what we do.
Amazing, amazing. So this is a 12-course meal.
12 course tomorrow.
So bring your appetite.
Ellie Black is coming tomorrow night. She already told me Ellie's not eating tomorrow.
Well, I'm with Ellie on that one. Where can people go to find more information about
on our restaurant's website, there's like a full menu, but that menu changes all the time.
Amazing.
Like every 2 or 3 months, any seasonal stuff, we look at the local ingredient, what they can send us, and we will rotate the menu. We have a weekly wonton tacos that we do, those tacos you had before, but we put a lot of old school, like people familiar with. We put like sweet and sour pork this week into the tacos. We have done lemon chicken.
So it's delicious, and they change them weekly, like he says, and you have to go and try them. We're going to try this in just a little bit, but we're going to check in with Latavia for a quick look at our 3-day forecast while I continue to smell it.
Thanks, Brienne. Starting off in New Brunswick, a high of 2 degrees today. Lots of sunshine for much of the province. On Tuesday, sunshine returns with a high of 1. We do have flurries into the evening. And then on Wednesday, warming up to 5 degrees, sunny skies, but also seeing periods of snow move in. For Nova Scotia, 2 degrees today with a mix of sun and cloud. 1 degree on Tuesday, mainly sunny skies, and a bit cloudier starting off your day for Cape Breton. And then on Wednesday, 4 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud with scattered flurries. For Prince Edward Island, a high of -1 today. Isolated flurries clear, leaving mainly cloudy skies. On Tuesday, much of the same, but sunshine returns. And then on Wednesday, 2 degrees with flurries.
Still to come this morning, voice lessons. Crystal visits the Dalhousie Voice Program at the Fountain School of the Performing Arts. That's coming up in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's 8:29. I know some people are off work today. You're going to get to enjoy some sunshine. Yes. Yeah, even if you're not off work, you'll see the sunshine as well.
You still enjoy it, too. It's so interesting what people call this holiday, right? Because it's Heritage Day in Nova Scotia, Islander Day on PEI, and New Brunswick, it's Family Day, which is the one that most people associate.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But regardless, we hope you enjoy it.
And we hope you get to enjoy it with your family.
Exactly.
Yes, that's so true too.
Right? A nice little break in the middle of February. Who doesn't love that?
I know.
No, because the next one kids and some families are going to be looking forward to is March break.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be coming up before you know it.
Before you know it. So hopefully your kids are in a camp if you have to work, or you've already booked your flight somewhere or your trip somewhere, because, I mean, it's that time of year that you want to just get the kids active.
Absolutely. And you know what? The next couple of days, very warm temperatures for the Maritime region. So it's a great time to get out and explore your area. Lower West Pubnico seeing sunshine early this morning, currently -7 degrees in their area. So a bit cooler starting off the day across the region, -9 in Fredericton, -6 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown, -5 in Halifax, -2 degrees in Sydney and St. John's, Newfoundland. Factor in that wind chill, feeling a lot cooler this morning, but don't worry, temperatures will rise a little bit later on. We do have a special weather statement in effect, though, for eastern Newfoundland. This is for tonight until Wednesday. So we are going to see snowfall early this morning for parts of Newfoundland starting off the day. For others, seeing a bit of flurry activity early in the morning, but for the Maritime region, clearing, leaving sunshine for much of the region. And that takes us into the current wind for the Maritimes. As of right now, 24 kilometers per hour in Canso, 17 starting off your day in Sydney. No wind gusts to report and will remain light into the afternoon. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast, but first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. And we have breaking news from Italy. Moncton's Courtney Soro has won silver in the women's 1,000 meter in short track speed skating at the Winter Olympic Games. This brings Canada's medal total to 10. To other news of the morning, New Brunswick police are looking for an inmate who escaped from a prison in Shediac nearly 4 days ago. Police say 35-year-old Todd John Lewis jumped the fence at the Southeast Regional Correctional Center Thursday night. An emergency alert was issued Friday, but police ended it 24 hours later, though the search continues. Lewis is described by police as being 5'7", 146 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was previously charged with weapons-related offenses. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call 911. An Ontario woman is in custody after allegedly violating a court order that prohibited her from contacting a man in Nova Scotia. Police say last Thursday, an RCMP detachment in Nova Scotia reached out to Chatham police after a 41-year-old Nova Scotia man had raised concerns about a 48-year-old Chatham woman. Police say the investigation determined that over the course of 2 days, the accused repeatedly contacted or attempted to contact the victim by phone and email in violation of her court-ordered conditions prohibiting any form of communication. As a result, officers charged her with 1 count of failing to comply with a release order. The largest union in the Nova Scotia government is speaking out about the province's plan to end remote work this April. The NSGEU says the change will impact between 2,500 and 3,000 employees, with half in the Halifax area. It says many union members have had flexible arrangements since the pandemic in 2020 and have built their lives around them. The union says the move will worsen traffic in downtown Halifax, and it's concerned the government doesn't have enough space to accommodate all its workers. The city of Charlottetown is celebrating Islander Day by giving out free tickets to the Jack Frost Winterfest. Started just 3 minutes ago. Yeah, beginning at 8:30 this morning, a limited number of tickets will be available on a first-come, first-served basis for Charlottetown residents at Frosty Funland at the Delta Hotel. Proof of residency is required. The city says it wants to give residents a chance to enjoy the family-friendly event without financial barriers. The city notes ticket refunds are not available for previously purchased tickets. When it comes to feeling good about ourselves, many people start at their hair. For 2 Nova Scotia women, highlighting the beauty of black hair is a focus not only for this month, but year-round. CTV's Brianne Foley has the story.
Nadine Sparks says she grew up not knowing how to style her hair, and her goal is to make sure that doesn't happen to anyone else.
Like a lot of the younger people that I get that come, young and old, I see that they've been, like from a young age, they've learned not to like their hair, and that's a problem for me.
For African Heritage Month, her business was in the spotlight.
Me as a young girl, and also my family members, I saw the struggle. You know, the struggle is real. We've never had the proper tools to do our hair, or we couldn't just go to any salon to have our hair done. So now when I have people come into my salon, I uplift them and I make them know, like, your hair is beautiful. And it is. Like, we have beautiful hair, and I just want to make people know that.
With the pressures to create an identity, especially for young Black Nova Scotians, confidence is key.
Love making women, children, everybody feel beautiful. It's a passion of mine to, serve the community, make everybody feel and look good. I always say, good hair, good mood, good day.
By combining their talents, Sparks and Downey Cromwell hope their message of beauty emboldens the next generation.
There's not a lot of representation that, our hair is beautiful, our hair is, unique. So I just like to always build confidence in young girls so that they know that their hair is beautiful.
I knew there was something bigger, and I want to bring something to the table for my family and my people with hair like mine. So that was a big part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I love my job because it's just making people feel good.
The two are combining their expertise in a March break camp called Love Your Crown to teach young people all about their hair. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Thank you, Brianne Foley, for that story.
How often do you get to do that?
Not very often.
Go to your own story. That's awesome. Honestly, it's an important one. Just want to speak out as a Black woman.
Yeah.
Curly hair is professional.
Yes.
And a lot of the time it's deemed not. Correct. Growing up in a very white community for myself, when I had braids in my hair, people called them snakes, or is this your real hair, or all that good stuff. And it's very important to highlight that Black hair is beautiful.
Yes.
It does grow. And braids are still professional, and so is curly hair.
So is curly hair.
Yeah, well said.
You know what's interesting was both Amanda and I have curly hair as well. And actually, when I went to do that interview, she was like, "I love your hair." I was like, "Thanks, half of it's not mine." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yep, nope. Like, I can't grow my hair longer than like to here." So like,
honestly, you bought it, it's yours.
But like, it's so interesting because so many people perceive hair in a certain way, and that like, I should be able to naturally grow long hair. I can't.
It
So
person to person, not by your race.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's an important distinction.
And the entrepreneur, she is in the Alderney market.
So Nadine, she was there in Alderney for that event. She's actually on Queen Street in Dartmouth. Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, her shop is located there, and like she said, they're doing a March break camp to teach young people how to actually style their hair, what products to use, what combs to use, just like being able to like style it yourself, right? Because how good does it feel when you can style your own hair?
Absolutely incredible, and it's important to teach the next generation that your hair is beautiful. What it looks like.
Literally. Yeah, exactly.
Here, I'm gonna go get some tea.
Yeah,
yes, you go do that. We're gonna talk about the
We're
break.
Yeah, you take a break. We're gonna talk about the intergenerational jamboree.
Okay.
That provides music that can transcend boundaries, including the generational gap.
Because my friends are your friends and your friends are my friends.
Adorable.
Aren't the babies so cute? So this multi-generation weekly music session brings seniors and families with children together. It was the first launched 2 years ago by Laurier University's Academy of Music and Arts as a pilot project. So each session allows generations separated by nearly a century to find common ground, at least for one musical hour.
That's incredible.
Right? Isn't that so fantastic?
Oh, yeah.
We love to see it.
Good to see it.
You just keep drinking your tea. You tell us what's happening in the
we'll
community.
talk about events.
I drink the tea. You spill it. Let's see what's going on.
All right, well, we're going to start off with you can join the best chocolatiers, pastry shops, bakeries, and restaurants around Moncton and surrounding communities for the 3rd annual Hot Chocolate Festival. Ooh. I know, this is incredible. So it started Sunday. It runs until February 28th. You can sip on delicious hot cocoa, mouth-watering treats, and all while supporting local businesses. So visit their website for additional details. So you can also gather the family or a group of friends together for the annual Pot Sleigh Ride. So book your ride anytime between now and March 1st. For additional information, call the number on your screen.
Ooh.
Yes, and you can enjoy a fun-filled family day on the farm in Lawrencetown. So Ataraxie Farm is inviting you to bring the whole family down. There will be cotton candy, popcorn, pony rides, vendors, and so much more. All the excitement kicks off at 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Visit their website for additional details. And if you do have an upcoming event, please send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca. Time now, 8:40. Stick with us. We'll be right back just after this. Welcome back. The time now is 8:43. Taking a live look at Wentworth. Looks like some people are out enjoying some early morning skiing. Currently -5 in their area. So it's not too bad starting off the day, but it is feeling cooler, especially when you factor in that wind chill. Temperatures will rise into the afternoon, though. But as of right now, it is -9 heading outdoors in Fredericton, -6 starting off your day in Charlottetown, -5 degrees in Halifax, -2 in Sydney, and into St. John's, Newfoundland. So we do have a special weather statement in effect for eastern Newfoundland. This is for tonight until Wednesday. Looking at snowfall at around 15 to 25 centimeters of accumulation. Wind gusts will range from 60 to 100. Over to our forecast timeline. So we do have periods of snow starting off the day for parts of Newfoundland. Other than that, Labrador seeing a chance of some flurry activity. Same thing early this morning, we saw some flurry activity for the Maritimes already clearing out. We are going to see sunshine. So looking at a mix of sun and cloud to mainly cloudy skies for much of the Maritimes. Into this evening, much of the same expected. We start to see that snow clear out for Newfoundland, still holding on to a bit of flurry activity for parts of Labrador. Other than that, though, temperatures cooling down tonight and going to remain cold into the early morning hours of Tuesday, but sunshine is going to return. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, quite light for parts of Newfoundland and into Labrador. For forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at a mix of sun and cloud, mainly cloudy skies for parts of the northern region. Daytime highs will range from -1 to 2 degrees. For Prince Edward Island, looking at flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving mainly cloudy skies with highs between -2 to -1. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing, isolated flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Highs between -1 to 2 degrees. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at highs that will range from 0 to 2 degrees, looking at a mix of sun and cloud throughout your day. For Labrador City, -3 degrees, looking at flurries, transitioning over to a mix of sun and cloud, but flurries return into the evening, and a high of 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at snow. So for forecast Tuesday, sunshine into the day, temperatures yet again above seasonal for much of the Maritime region, but then into the night on Tuesday, we're looking at flurries returning for parts of the Maritime region. Snow returns for Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing some light snowfall. Wednesday, the warmest day of the work week, especially for the Maritime region. We do have snow moving in, a bit of wet snow as well for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Newfoundland, Labrador still seeing snowfall as well. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Dalhousie University.
We are at the Fountain School of the Performing Arts at Dalhousie University. I'm joined by Professor Cindy Townsend and vocal student Elizabeth Ruxton, and we're going to learn all about the vocal program here at Dalhousie University. First of all, Cindy, describe the program for our viewers.
My name is Cindy Townsend, as you said, and I am one of the voice faculty here at Dal Voice at the Fountain School. And at Dal Voice, we do applied one-to-one lessons as part of the Bachelor of Music program. Applied lessons can also be accessed as an elective through our program, and we are one of many, many disciplines that are offered through the Fountain School as part of the Bachelor of Music program.
Well, it's so fascinating, Elizabeth, that you have chosen to do your whole post-secondary education in voice. Why did you decide to do that?
I have always loved singing and wanted to be a singer, and there's nothing that quite brings me as much joy as being up on stage and performing.
Well, you've been performing since you were a kid. You did not grow up in our region. You chose Dalhousie. You came to Halifax from Ontario. Why did you choose to come to the East Coast for Dal?
I loved the idea of living on the East Coast, and I'd met some of the voice faculty at Dal, and it seemed like a great fit for me and a great environment. And I just really liked the program and thought I'd get a lot from it, especially in the opera ensemble that we have here.
Oh my gosh, opera ensemble. You are an opera singer.
I was an opera singer. I don't sing as much anymore because I am primarily a voice teacher and a mom. and so, yes, but I'm very, very thankful to be at Dal, and part of our undergrad program is a Dal Opera Ensemble. We also have another vocal ensemble, our Dal Chorus, as well as many other interests for our students on vocal and instrumental ensembles. And as an opera singer, it is wonderful to get to inspire students in that genre, as well as many other genres. It combines many things: the theater, costumes, technical, sometimes dance. We work with a director. We sometimes work with an orchestra. We work with lots of musicians, and get to really understand what happens behind the scenes of putting a piece together. And of course, the singing of it is the storytelling of it. And that's what leads us into a voice lesson of when we're trying to develop skills to be able to sing.
You teach music now, but you were taught by some of the best.
I have been taught by the best, been very lucky. One of the biggest influences in my complete career and in my life was the iconic singer Lois Marshall. Listen to Lois Marshall, listen to any old recording, and you will hear all of the things that we're actually trying to do as singers and as teachers.
All right, we're ready now to try some vocal exercises. We have been doing a little bit of practicing, so Cindy, show us how it's done.
Okay, so pop your hands here, right where your diaphragm comes together. We're going to take a breath. We're going to try to feel everything stretch outward as we breathe, and let it go. Good. One more time. Crystal, do this. Say, ha, 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 ha.
Ha, 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 ha.
Awesome. That's your diaphragm.
Okay, love it.
Okay, good. And then as we take the breath this time, we're just going to hum. Okay. We're going to try to feel that resonance. So we're going to go, mm. Want to try that, Crystal? Beautiful. Just one more vowel exercise that we always do. So we're just going to go, Go for it, Crystal.
Oh, gorgeous. My apologies to you at home. This is wonderful. All right, so we get to see you in action coming up. Tell us about that.
Yes, we have a Opera Scenes concert coming up on March 21st, and it's going to be the golden age of opera.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. And if people wanted to find out more, we'll put the information on our website. But Cindy, you're accepting applications for the next year?
We are accepting applications. If you're interested in coming to Dal, come study with us. What's the best part of being at Dal, Elizabeth?
The wonderful people that you get to work with.
Okay, let's go to break, and we're going to harmonize thank you. So I'm just going to start, and you riff on me, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. So we promised you a taste test with Chef Ivan Chan. So we're going to have that in just a moment. We're going to just share a viewer text very quickly too. We were asking, did you have a Valentine's Day that kind of went a little awry? This is really cute. Missy says, hubby was sick and he shared with me.
Aww.
That's how you celebrate your 37th Valentine's together. Missy?
That's fair.
I may be celebrating with you there. I've got my tea on standby.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were celebrating that way.
Celebrating that way, yeah. Definitely. You were very busy for Valentine's Day this year.
Oh, I was working like 18-hour days.
Wow, I could imagine.
The work that goes into this meal, Ivan. Okay, so which piece do we go for here? Which one do we try?
The rib with cheese.
There you go. Of course, that's what Brianne's gonna say. Go for the cheese.
Well, it's just such a unique. I'm not being.
She's gonna reach for the one with the most cheese on it.
Yeah, why not?
Knowing her, that's.
I like how you just stabbed it. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. And how long did this marinate for?
This was marinated for almost a week, and it's slow cook and literally rose this morning. I went in at 5 in the morning and make them all fresh for you guys.
The flavor with the cheese, like I was skeptical, not gonna lie. This is amazing.
But this is a menu item now.
Really?
Yes. We have this on the menu now.
Oh my goodness.
Are there any seats left for your Chinese New Year dinner?
We have 2 secret ones that I kept for friends on 18th.
Okay.
So I have 2 seats left that I can fill in if anyone interested.
There you go. And they can find those on your website?
Yeah,
or
they can
call
just
the restaurant?
email us and at the restaurant, and I always put together 2 kind of, you know, in case some friends missed it. But I have, on the 18th, I have 2 seats left.
Okay. And if not, seats throughout the year.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, while these 2 lovely ladies eat, I'm gonna tell you about a goat, apparently.
Okay.
And we're gonna leave you with amplified sounds by drinking water. It looks like me when I'm trying to eat.
Water is good.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, there you go. There you have it. That's a goat drinking water.
I don't know if it pairs well with eating.
I mean, you need to drink water in order to clear out for the next course, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. And Ivan, what else do you have planned for the new year?
Well, work. Like we have dinner the next 2 days and planning some event on March now. I have a lot of. I did an industry day a couple of months ago. I have a lot of thoughts about that. I might do industry days and stuff like that. And of course, planning the new menu. I have a couple of new items. Again, yes, Amanda, again. I'm constantly creating, right? So that's what I do.
As we can see.
That's incredible.
What do you hope people get away from the dinner experience on Tuesday and Wednesday?
It's been 10 years. I just want to tell people, like, what we're doing is different. Like, I always tell people, I have to give customer a reason to come to my place. It's unique. Everything represents me.
Yeah.
And that's what we set out to do. Like we just need to give them a reason and say, hey, you know what? Our food's different. It's creative.
It is.
It may be still Chinese flavor, but who would think you'll add some local cheese to it?
Exactly. It is incredible. Well, Ivan, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me again.
Good luck on Tuesday and Wednesday. Your guests are in for an incredible treat.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. If this is any testament to that.
This is actually one of the first course.
So
nice. Happy Lunar New Year. And thank you for joining us on this holiday Monday. We hope you join us tomorrow. Child Safety Link is here. Also, too, Crystal is going to check out the new parkland at the Common. I'm telling you, it is retirement space you need to see.
Oh, yeah. Wagon Wheels is coming back.
For Pet
For
Talk.
a Pet Talk, yep.
So here's to you.
Tune in tomorrow.
Bye.